Zay's in the house. Let's dive into the nerdverse. Stop everything for a moment. Take a deep breath, because episode 4 of Jujutsu Kaisen is not just another episode in the season, and it's definitely not just a well-animated fight. This episode is a narrative manifesto. It's a moment when Jujutsu stops pretending it's only telling a story about exorcists versus curses, and without any hesitation admits that it is talking about power structure, inherited violence, institutional misogyny, and the price of being born into a system that has already decided you shouldn't exist. This episode isn't about winning, it's about breaking free. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll realize that the Maki who comes out of this episode isn't just stronger. She's someone who has stopped being the property of an entire system. First of all, leave a like, because that really helps the channel keep bringing deep analyses like this one. And comment while you listen. Did this episode make it into your top 3 Jujutsu Kaisen episodes? Now let's take it slow, because this story needs to be understood from the beginning, from the very first seconds. The direction makes it clear that the episode won't follow the traditional shonen formula. There's no constant epic soundtrack, no didactic exposition, no character explaining what you're seeing. The discomfort comes from the silence, from the long shots, from the oppressive architecture. The Zenin Clan isn't treated as a specific villain, but as an institution, an ancient, rigid organism that sustains itself through tradition and control. And this is important, because the true antagonist of this arc isn't a person, it's a system. The settings are too large, too cold, too ornate. Their spaces designed to diminish those who walk through them. And Maki moves through these corridors like someone who was never meant to be there. Since childhood, she's been reminded of that every single day. She was born without significant cursed energy in one of the clans most obsessed with lineage, talent, and spiritual power. From the very beginning, Maki's existence was seen as a mistake that had to be tolerated, never respected. And here it's important to take a step back and remember who Maki was before this episode. Since the start of Jujutsu Kaisen, she's always been treated as someone who had to work 10 times harder to achieve half the recognition, while other characters awaken powerful techniques almost naturally. Maki builds everything through her body, through training, through pushing her physical limits. She's constantly compared, diminished, humiliated. The clan itself makes it clear that women within that structure already start at a disadvantage. Women without spiritual talent then shouldn't even exist. And even so, Maki never gave up. She never wanted to destroy the clan at first. Her goal was always simple: to leave, to become strong enough to no longer depend on them. And that's fundamental, because the massacre that happens later doesn't come from an initial desire for revenge. It comes from accumulation, from years of normalized violence. When the clan decides to kill Maki, it's not because she committed a crime. It's because she dared not to fit in. And more than that, because she's connected to people who challenge the system. Gojo Megami, the entire group that tries to break the logic of Jujutsu headquarters. Gojo is sealed not because he lost, but because he's too strong to be controlled. And every system hates what it can't control. When it can't command it, it tries to erase it. The new law makes this explicit. Anyone who tries to free Gojo will be treated as a criminal, and the Zenin Clan sees this as a perfect political opportunity. Eliminating Maki and Megami means pleasing headquarters, eliminating rebels, and removing Megumi from the clan's line of succession. It's pure power, cold calculation, and in that calculation, Maki's life never had any value. The first fight against Ogi makes this painfully clear. That's not a fair fight. It's a demonstration of hierarchy. Maki's sword, the Dragon Bone, is presented in a brutal, almost violent way, with the camera glued to the blade. It's a weapon that turns accumulated force into an explosion. But Ogi wins not through strength. He wins through experience, technique, and cruelty. And when he wins, he doesn't kill Maki, he does something worse. He throws his daughters into a space where curses were born from the suffering of children. That detail is one of the most disturbing in the episode, because it shows that the Zenin Clan doesn't just accept violence. It lives off it, it feeds on it. That room is a symbol of what the clan produces over time: concentrated trauma. And it's at this point that the episode slows down to reveal its true emotional core. Maki and the two were born twins, and in the world of Jujutsu, that's seen as a problem. They're treated as a single person. Power was divided unevenly. Neither of them could be whole. Mai never wanted to train, and that's often interpreted as weakness. But in truth, it was clarity. She knew that as long as she existed, Maki would never reach her full potential. She knew the system would never allow both of them to be free at the same time. Mai's decision to die isn't impulsive. It's conscious. It's cruel. And paradoxically, it's an act of love. By taking with her all the cursed energy that still existed in Maki, she breaks the logic that limited them both. It's at that moment that the complete heavenly restriction is born. Maki becomes something similar to Toji no cursed energy, everything converted into absurd physical strength, a body that breaks the rules of the system itself. If you stop to think about it, this is a massive irony. The clan that values cursed energy the most ends up creating its own downfall by despising someone who doesn't have it. And here, the episode begins to clearly dialogue with other works. It's impossible not to remember the Uchiha clan massacre in Naruto. Like Itachi, Maki doesn't destroy her clan for pleasure. She destroys it because the system reached a point of no return. But there's a fundamental difference. Itachi acts to preserve something greater, even if that means becoming a villain. Maki doesn't act to preserve the system. She acts because the system has already decided to kill her. Maki's massacre isn't preventive. It's a consequence, while the Uchiha massacre is silent, planned, and almost ritualistic. The Zenin Clan massacre is raw, visceral, physical. There's no emotional distance. Every blow is a direct strike against everything that clan represented. And unlike Itachi, Maki doesn't carry the guilt of having done something wrong. She carries the weight of having survived. The beach scene and the reed symbol deepen this idea even further. The reed represents food stored for the return, something left along the path for whoever comes back. Mai left, but she left everything to Maki. And from that farewell, the new sword is born. A sword that cuts the soul. A weapon that ignores defense, technique, resistance. It strikes directly at what exists within. It's not just a powerful weapon. It's a symbolic one. It represents that Maki now carries Mai with her forever. When the massacre truly begins, the direction makes it clear that Maki isn't fighting like a hero. She moves like an inevitable force. Ordinary soldiers, special units, elite members, all fall. The blood left behind as she climbs upward isn't gratuitous. It's visually symbolic. She's leaving the past behind. The Zenin Clan only existed because Toji allowed it. And now Maki is Toji. Neoja appears believing he's on the same level as Gojo and Toji, and that arrogance is dismantled without mercy. Maki sees the 24 frames of the projection technique. She doesn't stand still out of paralysis. She stands still because she already understands everything. The exaggerated, almost overly brutal finishing blow is intentional. The episode makes it clear. This type of character doesn't deserve glamour. And then comes the silence. The encounter with the mother, perhaps the most painful moment of the entire episode. For Maki still wants to believe there's humanity there, but there isn't. Only fear, late regret. The mother kills Neoja from behind, in the very way he said women should die. It's ironic. It's cruel, and it's far too late. In the final moment, she remembers when she was happy, and she dies without redemption. This episode isn't about winning a fight. It's about surviving a system that never wanted you to exist. Maki didn't become strong. She simply stopped being limited. If you made it this far, comment whether this episode entered your top 3 Jujutsu Kaisen episodes. Leave a like, share it with that friend who truly loves anime, and subscribe to the channel, because the next videos will dive even deeper into this arc. See you in the next one.